Good afternoon, everyone. So today we want to have this topic of introduction to Nios. So as part of this topic, we are covering this following. So we'd like to know what is Nios and is the advantage of doing Nios. A comparison between CBSE and Nios, open basic education. What is the process of if you want to enroll in Nios, and what is a component of if you have to give a 10th standard exam, what all things you need to do, how marks has been given, and result publishing day like this. So what is Nios is it is full form is National Open Schooling, National Institute of Open Schooling. It started in 1989 and it is fully autonomous organization under Ministry of Education, Government of India. It is recognizable through all the colleges, and many IIT and civil services artists, sports person have studied in Nios. And it gives flexibility on study and as it meant for self-learning. Now, what is that about? So let's see in the next slides. It is flexible, means once you register, your child registration is valid for 5 years. Means you actually can register once and give one exam per year, like for the 10. So it gives a lot of flexibility. And 2 times exam happens for the 10th and 12th standard. But for who are below 10th standard, like the open basic education, that is a one-time exam. But for the 10th, it is 2 times. So what it gives a child a flexibility to appear exam in that time. And if somebody is appearing for competitive exam, it gives advantage to them. And national education policy was modeled on Nios. So you can imagine whatever is there in Nios and you are going to get in the future when you are you see that national education policy is getting implemented in India. So obviously there is a lot of scope of growth in Nios. Now, no need to go for long study. It is very systematic study. Syllabus is already given. All the books are available in the website. It is only, I could say that Indian university where everything apart from CBSE is online. And it is even enrollment, everything you can do is online. And it is always helpful for people who self-learners, homeschoolers and unschoolers. It actually started in that way, like people who could not continue their studies. For them, if they have to come under literacy mission, this was a board was constituted for that. So as it is from 1989, so you can imagine it has been there and going strong. So it is self-paced, like it is all the materials are given in the website, so a student can choose their own pace to learn, and it is meant for self-learning. So when it is self-learning, obviously we come to know about, or we always debate about the current education system is not good, and rote learning is. So in Nios also, like you can study and then do that, but since it is self-learning and there is not much guidance as available, so student has to apply. And just to give you an example of I've been teaching English, so there they give some certain activities to do. So where only learning from the book is not will help them, so student need to apply. But thing is that those particular parts are not there in exam, so students are not pressurized as like IGCSE and all, like so do that. So it is like more, if they have interest, they can learn and get the benefit from there. And all tell about the job seeker and job versus job creator. So it is like if a student is getting more time on doing whatever he like to do, then obviously he can be a job creator, isn't it? Otherwise, like it is again run a mill, you pass exam and then go to there and you really not specializing. And then we get a lot of question is NIS, is it recognized or it is valid? So as there are many countries where if you are staying, you can apply for NIS exam and appear in NIS exam from these countries. So some of them are Kingdom of Bahrain, Kuwait, Nepal, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Sultanate of Oman, and UAE. So basically the Middle Eastern countries, for them, the parents who might have gone there, NIS can be a big boon. And it is available in all the states and union territories in India. If you have not heard about it, you can check their NIS website, nis.ac.in, and it is available. Now, if some of you have heard first time for NIS, I already told that it has been started in 1989. What is the basic difference between CBSE and NIS? So, as we all know, CBSE is the largest board in the world. Last year, 35 like students appeared in CBSE exam. Interestingly, NIS has become second largest board. 5.5 lakh students appeared in April exam, and it is steadily increased. For October, the figure is somewhere more than 7 lakhs. So when it comes to 2023, it is expected to go bigger. Both have global presence. I already shown in the previous slide. It was pre-corona they have conducted, and this 2022 the exam was conducted on April 26. But this year already CBSE has announced the schedule. It is from February, so it is back to the previous. Whereas NIS, there is no change. It will be conducted in April. Just now the October exam has been finished, and then the structure is different. First we need to upload TMA, then practical, then physical, and it each has that separate weightage. So student have more flexibility. They can apply their knowledge and then study. Thing is that CBSE is the biggest board, so we get a lot of attention. We had a issue in Maharashtra recently where people had kind of wanted to do it online. NIS sometimes, like, since it is growing and the growth was such a extensive level, it was not bad because it was meant for self-study and they don't have much infrastructure. But now, as I said, national education policy has come, so there have been a lot of attention has been provided, and there are some challenges. But what we have, like, as a parents, when you have approached the board is open. The chairperson themselves are open. They contact, they take our suggestion. So there are a lot of things are happening where maybe in CBSE, if you complain, it may not you may not be heard at all. Easily available material, in a sense, I am saying about guidebooks, text, a lot of things are available in CBSE. Here, as I am right now having this session, maybe many people are not aware of NIOS, but these books have been created initially based on the NCERT books, which CBSE also uses. Now, in CBSE, a student is appearing in exam. If they fail in one subject, you need to retake the exam again next year. But in NIOS, there is a scope of on-demand exam. If you suppose you are not happy with the exam attempt you have given, you can immediately register for an on-demand exam, and then you can pass. So advantages, like, you have like the marks. Suppose you have given an on-demand exam and you scored better marks there, or maybe you scored lesser marks from your mail. So NIOS have that mechanism to take you the best score. Then transfer of credit. This is a great thing I feel in NIOS, and many of my students have taken, so suppose you are studying in IGCSE. Right now, there is a situation in India that government is not recognizing the private candidates of IGCSE. So what you can do, you study IGCSE, but at the 10th, you give NIOS. Or you give some exam, you have studied in school, you have given 10th exam in CBSE or ICSE. Some of the exams you failed. Just apply in NIOS. The transfer of your credit, like whatever you scored, whatever you passed, that part will be transferred. You can only give the exams which you want to appear for. So that is available. So I got a question, I think, what is TMA? So TMA is called Tutor Mark Assignment. It is not for the younger one. I think somebody have responded. Thank you very much. On-demand exam, yes. On-demand exam are like any of the exams. Suppose right now the October, November exam has been finished. It was finished just recently. So within 1 month, so like right now December and January, like the results have like it will be coming around January 14. So after that, you can go to the NIOS website and register for any of the subjects as a on-demand. So they'll give you some slots, and on that, if you go and appear, you can immediately go and appear. It's like you are prepared for the exam. You just go and take the exam. But again, for that to do, you have to first register with NIOS. So that process again I'll cover later. Now let's start with OBE. It is for the young learners. It is for the elementary education. So my kids are also enrolled in this OBE. So earlier it was for school dropouts and new literates, out of school learner. So as you can see, like there are two types of students are there or still there. Children below 14 years of age or adults above 14 years. So basically to like that National Literacy Mission, to serve that purpose, they had introduced this. So the basic program, to apply for that, you can apply like that. So when you're applying for OBE, you can either apply as a above 14 years of age or children below 14 years of age. There are 3 levels. First level is called A level, and it is equivalent to 1, 2, 3. Like the exam you have to give in a study center. Whenever you enroll for any NIOS exam, you'll be have to choose between 3 study centers. It is based on your nearest. So, and that study center generally conducts this OBE exams. And second OBE level B is 4th and 5th standard, and OBE level C is 6 to 8. So you can important to note, in NIOS there is no 9th. So the syllabus, so it is another important difference between CBSE and NIOS is, in CBSE exam, 10th exam is only for 10th syllabus, but whereas NIOS is like 9th and 10th. So in that way, it is little bit intensive. It is easy if you do systematic study, but it is little bit intensive than CBSE exam because you need to cover both syllabus of 9th and 10th. One more thing, like what I see is, like what my experience have been with the NIOS student, this curriculum also supports both in a sense. People who are slow learners, they find it easy because of the flexibility, and people who are like gifted students, they want to go complete their degree fast and go for higher studies. 14th, as you can see here, OBE, 14th is the age of enrolling 10th. So by 15 year of age, you can finish your 10th exam. And 15 is the minimum age of enrollment for 12. So 15 years of age, if you enroll, by 16, you can pass the 12th exam as well. So people who are gifted, like children, they also prefer NIOS board. Since now the IGSE board, that private part, is little bit under doubt, and it is more costlier than NIOS. Now for OB, registration happens in June, July every year, and exams are conducted in March. But it depends on the study center. So you need to get in touch with the study center to get more details on OBE exam. 10th exam, children should be 14 years of age in the time of enrollment. So the same thing happens for OBE registration as well. If your child doesn't meet the criteria, they will not take the enrollment there. For 10th, maximum 7 subjects can be chosen, where minimum 5, like a child has to appear in my minimum 5 subjects to get the 10th certificate. So when you pass the NIOS, you will get 3 certificates. You will get mark sheet, you get transfer certificate, and the like kind of recommendation letter, like somebody wants to go for abroad and all. So the 3 things you'll get. And there is something called vocational subject, which is introduced in 2022. So there are kind of around 12 subjects were there, where like things like baking, like so kind of computers and all, like there are many subjects have been introduced, but implementation has not been so smooth. It is recommended, so it is expected by 2024 this will be more robust and kept. So still the rule is there, like if you are applying for NIOS 10th and exam, you need to choose one vocational subject. But if you have enrolled for 7 subjects or 6 subjects, so you can skip the vocational subject if you would like to skip. Exam happens in October and November and April. So there is called stream 1, stream 2, and so when you go to website, you can see that there is a, and it will take 1 year before. So suppose right now, if you go to NIOS website, the enrollment will be for next October exam. So you cannot enroll maybe right now for April, but you can pay the fees for April. So those are the things. Date opens up, and like when we have interaction with students, I keep on posting regularly on that, and then we can enroll. Results takes around 4 to 5 weeks before exam. After this on-demand exam, we had already discussed. There are 22 subjects are available right now. These are academic subjects. One should be your language, primary language. You can choose another language also if you would like to. So in this 22 subjects, there are a lot of Indian languages are available, like Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, like that, and Bengali. And students go through something called PCP program, like before when the exams are coming nearby. So where they offer, it is not mandatory, but they offer some support to the students. So you need to remember, like NIOS is meant for self-study, like students should do study on their own. Study centers generally support, but like that part becomes a little bit hazy, because as like say suppose if you know about online universities in India like IGNOU, so where you must have to go to a like study center to get your like weekend you go. But here study center will give you some support, but they are not exactly like mandatory for them to give. So tutor mark assignment and practicals are important features in the exam. Means if you don't upload your TMA, then that will come as a like you are absent in that. And practical, like there are out of 22 subjects, there will be some subjects which has practicals like maths, science, then painting, Hindustani classical music. Those subjects have practicals. And some of the subjects like painting has marks like 70. So that means practical are the main exam for those subjects. So if you don't pass in practical, you are considered as failed. So those are the things we need to make sure, keep in mind. And when we guide the students, we guide it accordingly, like the subject they have taken and what they want to do. This is for like a screen grab of the website where you want to register for admission, and you can see all these details are there. Now here I have not mentioned in the support. I'll be showing it in the next slides. See, Muktu Vidyavahini or Radio Vahini, these are the radio channels. So it is available, like they show in the televisions and the radio to like support students. One problem with this is like they are generic, they are not specific and supporting students for that. So that's where there are a lot of scope, like that's where we come in. We try to support the students accordingly their need. Okay, I'll take this question later, and it's a very good question. Thank you for asking that. Let me go through this, and I hope I'll cover this. So this is the portal where you need to pay the exam fees. It will be redirected, and this is like, as you can see, it is 250 per subject, and practical is 120. So it is like 370, only rupees 370. You can get passed in any subject. So that cost wise is very cheaper, and the standard is as equivalent to CBSE. And this is like how you can fill the form. When you open the admission portal, so stream 1, stream 2, like this it will be given. So stream 1 is generally for the students who are appearing for the first time. Stream 2 is for the students, is like kind of appearing like they for in the means April here, like as you can see from this. And there are like kind of people separate part for people who would have failed in some other exam and then come. But fortunately for me, like none of my students have to go through that, but they were all stream 1 students and they did very well. Again, this filling details how you can fill, and then once you take a like enroll in the Nios website, you'll get a portal like this, and there you can log in using your username and password, and every details will be uploaded there, like your all the subjects, all the books will be available there itself also. Otherwise, like it is there in the main Nios portal, there also we can download. So that's why the flexibility is there. And this kind of like once you log in first, you'll get this is kind of more details you'll see. What is now, why it is stream 5 block 1, because this I've taken from my son's login page, which is in OBE. Now process, you register for the exam, submit the TMA, attend practical, and sit for the theory exam. So these are the 4 aspects. And these are the, I think somebody was asking, what are the subjects, details are there. So this is there in the subjects from the website. As you can see, the vocational subject list is not there. If you search in Google, you'll kind of get the names of the vocational subjects. Otherwise, you can reach out to us. We'll send you the list. So again, the website grab I have taken, it is not updated in the main website. So that's why it still looks like this. So subjects, main or traditional subjects are still same. So it's continued. Only vocational subjects new, as somebody have asked, has been introduced new. These are the TMAs. We can upload it now. It is preferable that NIOS is insisting student to upload it online or submit the TMA in study center. Now, why it is important? I have given a sample of TMA. Like these are like the questions they ask. Around 6 questions they'll be put for each subject, and you just fill up in regular sheet and take the screenshot of it and upload. So this is kind of to give you idea like how it takes. The results of this current October exam was supposed to come in December mid, but again for holidays and all, now it is said that the tentative days has been told that it will be January 14. It is because last year also January 14 it was released, the exam results were released, but as per the chairperson, 92% paper has been corrected, and they are just tallying and getting all these marks of TMA and practical. That tally is going on. So one thing is, like, I used to get question like where we get the question paper and of the Nios. It is like all available, like previous year question paper will be available there, and student can download and study on there. All these zip files have like entire year of question paper, and then the older question paper are like this available. On demand exam, you register, and if you have to pass quickly so that year is not lost, people who are studying or targeting IITs and all, for that, like that criteria, that 50%, and right now the government has increased that students should pass with 75% marks in their maths, physics and chemistry. So that it becomes very crucial for them to score high marks. And this is like how it looks like when you have available the government Nios live videos and all. Nios has its own book. It's like a guideline. You can download. It is exactly like you can compare with the NCERT books, CBSE NCERT books. It is similar to that, but they have done their additional thing also, as I was sharing. Like it has in the books, they have some activities also additional to that, where students are encouraged to do some research on their own. These are the different supports you can ask for that, but again, as it is a government organization, sometimes support is not as quick as possible. So for that also we provide support. And this video gallery, it was launched in 2022, but still this video is not fully up yet. So a result, how it is, like you can download a provisional mark sheet. The three things I have told, you can download from there is a software called DigiLocker. You'll be given a key and you can download your mark sheet, take a printout and submit as a provisional mark sheet. This is basically, this question is from the people who are childs are appearing in 12th exam. They are going for college, so for them, like they need to give a provisional mark sheet initially, and then you can collect your physical mark sheet. It generally comes to your house, but in case it doesn't come, then you can collect it from your study center or your regional center and the like main center, which is in Noida. The exams, like as I said, like it will be published. You can go to Nios website, and when the official notification comes, they'll upload it there. Or else you can get in touch with us. I run exam based on website like WhatsApp groups. So I keep on updating in those groups as a like when the exams are there. So this meeting will end. I have very much important topics to discuss. So I would request you to please join back this meeting again, and we'll discuss, or we'll take on the one-to-one question that time. Thank you. Maybe I'll end the call here and then we'll rejoin back. NIOS also. That intrigued me, and then how I started supporting. So basically, there are two types of students who studies with me. One is like the regular batches, like I have now batches for April, but they are more on the 10th standard and 12th standard students. And there are another set of students who are OBE for open. So I'll come OBE later, but this is mainly for the 10th and 12th standard students. Basically, I have seen a student who are like reasonably managed themselves. They can finish any subject in NIOS within 3 to 5 months. I'm just telling a very rough estimate. I have come across parents also who have completed the entire subject in 7 days also and got a very good marks also. So again, that I'm just taking as an exception, but as per my schedule, I take weekly 2 classes per subject. Try to give test bi-weekly, but being a homeschooling parent, I would like my students to do on their own and come up with their understanding rather than going by test, because in NIS it's like more on like you getting your concept right, but it has a little bit baggage of like it is not fully updated yet, but things are moving. There are like subjects like artificial intelligence also has been introduced, so it is like kind of the lot of work is getting done in the background. So thinking on that, what I try to give is I try to give the revision of the material. I try to give the timetable for the students. Basically, the way I try to teach them is trying to manage this as a project of their own. So some things generally I tend to not to give them like a spoon feeding. Everything is available there for them. It is there. Only thing is that they have to apply to get. And so that's what happens. Like I just try to follow up. Like although I take 2 classes per week, but they are connected with me always with WhatsApp, or they can come back anytime they need anything on demand doubt, they can get it solved. And obviously, if they miss any class, I try to cover it with the additional requirement. And then previous year's question papers, like I have showed you the question paper, but the solutions are not available much. It is there, some of the guidebooks are there, but since NIOS is not as of now kind of the premier board, still, so those things I provide, like I have all the question papers solved, and that what unique I provide is like I create mind maps. While practicing the question paper, multiple choice question, and try to put them into a different group. Like we conduct a lot of workshops, if you would have joined our earlier thing. So there I invite my other students as well also, and so that their communication skills and other like the 21st century requirements also can be covered. Now, one more thing is that this goes for sometimes period of 3 to 5 months, based on the time the student have. If they suppose a student is coming, they have exam right now, say like for April, and the student is coming on to February. So for that, I have something called rapid preparation. So in 40 to 45 days of like intense study we do. Expectation here is like at least student would have covered some part of the proportion, but in case they don't have anything, still we try to cover that one. Try to give them mock test, and as like solving previous year question papers they have done, and list of important questions because they might not have that much time that time. And same thing happens in weekly 2 classes. So these are the 2 things I am offering as of now. But again, like our tribe grows, I get more support, like parents like you. Definitely, I would like to come up with more of experiential learning and all in coming days. Yes. So now I'd like to take this question. So December born, 11 years old. So what you have to do here is You go to the NIS website, that admission, you cannot enroll for 10th exam, but you can try for OBEs right now. So you'll get an idea how it is taking. So like for my elder son, I could not enroll him for